What it do? What it do? All right, I told y'all I was gonna show y'all how to do it. Learned it, and I've been paying attention. Y'all ain't watching my videos. Y'all only watching my shorts and my lives. Hence the reason why I be doing the lives and the shorts. But I done already took the screws out. Stock servo for the SEX 24. You can do this with pretty much almost any servo, depending on how it's made. As long as let me get this. Yeah, there we go. As long as your board looks like this and it comes out, as long as your board is a board that easily comes out. Cause there was a board that the board for the what was it? What was it? One of them Traxxas servos, the board did not come out. Did not come out easily at all. How much tweets is that? But this is the stock servo. I took the screws out, but I never opened it up for real. So we're making sure that this happens together. How do we get the potentiometer out? We just pull it out. I don't want to break anything. Hence the reason why I'm not just snatching things out. And actually, we're not making a winch, so we can just take it out. Yeah, I was taking a mental note. The potentiometer don't seem to want to come up out of here. And it ain't no screws. I see not one screw. So how do you get this thing out? Push it from this side. Is this a tab that's locking it in? Y'all about to know something about me. I don't need this case. I'm trying to. All right, we know the motor comes out by pushing it. I don't see no screws. And that's turned, so it can't be glued. And we need the potentiometer. But we don't want this case. And this is why I don't be doing a lot of these drinks last. I don't know what I be doing sometimes. I just be doing it. And like I said, I don't want to damage this. We're cutting it. We're cutting it. We don't want to use no power tools or nothing. But we want to get this above here. So we're going to use our body scissors to get up in here and find out exactly what's holding this in here. Some glue. Some glue. It was not coming out because it was glued in. Well, stock servo is glued. What's up with you? Stock servos are glued in. So if you want to do this, you're pretty much going to have to cut it out. You're going to have to cut that potentiometer out. But for all the other micros, most of the other micro servos that I have encountered, you don't have to do all of this. We're going to get to the good part. As soon as I get all this, as soon as I get this potentiometer out, we're going to get to the good part. We're going to get to the good part. And the importance of this part is going to be apparent once I get it out and get this process going. Okay, did we free it? We are free. Got it. Got the potentiometer out. Now that we got everything out, do the trusty. Gotta do the trusty. Test and make sure that ain't right. Not only do we test and make sure that we still got power going to it, but we gotta make sure we turn the potentiometer to the correct spot so that the motor's not spinning when we decide. When we got things put all together. Let me show you how to process. That was right the first time. God damn it! Flip you and flip you. Moving on extra fast. Get this potentiometer. Alright. Actually, it might not have been right. Oh, that wasn't it. Don't got nothing. We got nothing. All right. So we know for a fact that this is the problem. Now, since we know that the motor is the problem and the motor is what went out, and we have to figure out what's what, this is what I'm gonna do. Make sure I know positive, negative. And what we're gonna end up doing, since we got motor sitting off in the cut, we're gonna take this motor off. And now I see why the damn thing went out. Cause this motor right here, this tiny ass motor that comes in the stock servo, that's, come on. I pulled this out of a micro servo. I guess it's slightly, the servo I pulled this out was slightly bigger, but damn. Where is it? This is positive. This is positive. This is negative. And we're gonna make sure we have a good, well, the motor was getting hot, so I'm feeling like it was getting power. Now, if your servo didn't go out or your motor didn't go out, then you wouldn't have to do all of this. But since my board didn't burn out, my motor burnt out, I am now going to attach a different motor so I can make sure that the potentiometer is in a neutral position, because it has to be in a neutral position. Your potentiometer, in order to get this to work properly, your potentiometer has to be in a neutral position. With that being said, I'm gonna attach a different motor so that I can make sure that I can get this potentiometer in the neutral position. Once it's in the neutral position, then we can continue on, and I can continue on showing you how to make this switch. Excuse me. Oh, if you don't have soldering skills, you're gonna have to learn in order to do this. Yeah. I'm so used to not having my helping hands near me that I barely even use these things. All right. Positive. Hold it. Negative. All right, now let's find out over the truth. Is the board shorted and the motor, or just the motor? All right, motor is spinning, so it was just the motor. Now we turn the potentiometer. Can y'all hear it? See it? What up? Now, that's the neutral position right there. Yeah, y'all can see it spinning. All right, now that we are in the neutral position, oh, yeah, sometimes it moves. All right, now that we in the neutral position, we can take this, turn it off, take this out, and we now need we now need oh, there you go. No, that is attached to a switch already. Yep, that's the switch. Now we need this so we can plug our lights up. Now you can use one if you want to use you can use one of the servo, what you call it, or you could use this, whichever one your lights are connected to. Or if you want to be fancy, you can put them together and have two ends. If you want to be fancy with it. Do I want to be fancy with it? Nope, I don't want to be that fancy because I got another switch I need to make, and that's for that. All right, now because I don't want this switch to have a a super long cord, I'm gonna match the length of this one for the most part. There we go. And with that being done, we now we need the positive and the negative. We do not need the signal. We only need the positive and the negative. Boom. Get everything prepared. Put a little bit of flux in this. This ain't even a flux for this, but hey, use what you got in front of you. That's what I always do. I use what I got in front of me and get her done. Make sure you keep your tip clean. There we go. There we go. All right. And because we do not, and oh, I only put the motor on there to test it. We don't need the motor at all. The motor's coming off, actually. And we don't need this wire either. So we take that off. And we put positive on positive. And we take negative and put negative on negative. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Before we go too much further, we got the potentiometer in the neutral position. We know it's in neutral position. And we glue it to keep it in the neutral position. Now that's glued. It's never going to leave neutral. Because we need that to stay in that position. We don't need it to shift. We don't need it to move. We're going to heat shrink the whole thing, but we want that glued. Now go back to what we were just doing. There we go. And essentially, that's it. You shrink it all up, and you're done. You now have a switch. Now let's make it look pretty. Or pretty enough. We'll make it look pretty enough. Now, where is the correct size heat shrink that I need for this here project? The correct size that I need. This can get on there, but it ain't gonna get over that potentiometer. And we're gonna need 2 strips of this for the edges. For the edges. Cause I like to tighten things up a little bit. But to go over the potentiometer, I believe you gotta do it. And we want it about like that right there. About like that right there. That's how we want that. About like that right there. So, overview of what we have done. We got our little tester, ESC, and receiver set up so that we can And we got a little remote set up so that we can make sure we test things out. We have took we took the servo apart. After we took the servo apart, we made sure that we plugged it in, made sure that the potentiometer is in the neutral position. After you make sure the potentiometer is in a neutral position, you glue it up. After you glue that up, oh, another thing I like to do after you glue up the potentiometer, because I'm getting ready to fold it all up into one nice little package. It's not this one, it's this one. Because I'm about to fold it up into one nice little package, and I want it extra secure, we're going to take this potentiometer, right? Now, let me know later. Let me know if y'all want the video on how to make a winch. There's a bunch of videos out here on the internet, though, already. Oh, that's not it. That's not it. That's not going to be enough. Y'all want to know how to make the winch out of the servos, because the servos can be used for a bunch of different things, honestly. That's a bit much, but nah, I'm going to take a lot of that off, actually. Because the only thing I'm really trying to do is make sure that this potentiometer piece, this piece, don't move. Now, we could cut it off, but then we risk the chance of it moving. Even after we glued it. So, we heat shrink it. And now it ain't gonna move at all. And then we fold it up. No. We don't want that out. We don't want those exposed. That wasn't it. Yeah, that's how we gonna do that, because we don't want we don't want any of that touching. We don't want any of that metal touching after we stick. This, yeah, it is. We might not. That ain't enough. Hold on. We need another piece. Or the other one. This is what we need. He shrink it all up. Boom. Throw that in there. Make sure it's all flush. See? Bow. And then we take our lighter. this is what I was talking about. These ends. I don't like it. You know? So what I end up doing is taking a little smaller one, go up on here and shove that in there right there. Just to clean it up a little bit. And I ain't cleaned it up as much as I wanted, but you know what I mean? Cleaned up enough. Cleaned up enough. Now, where is my light? I did all this and didn't have my test light set up. Did not set up a test light at all. All right. I don't know how many volts this takes. Let me see something before I start looking all stupid. Let me make sure that that we can light this up with. Yep, that wouldn't have lit up in the first place. All right. Okay. We're going to test this out very, very unorthodox because I don't have a thing at the moment. So I'm going to take this. Plugging this into here. Plug that into there. Plug this into channel 3. And the channel 3. And then we turn the remote on. Now we got to get these hooked up to each other real quick. Bow. Yeah, this is what I be doing when I be wanting, because I don't want to solder this and do all of that right now. So we got that held on. Get that held on. Turn the ESC on. And moment of truth. Channel 3. We done made ourselves a switch. That's how you do that, y'all. And that's how I control my lights with my remote now. Old servo repurposed into a wireless switch. That's how you do it. Told you I was gonna show y'all how I do it. I learned it. I learned it from where was it at that I learned it? I seen the video. It was on YouTube. um Highway 64, Highway 40, Highway. It was somebody. Her name is Erica on Highway something on YouTube. I learned it because I watched her video and was like, oh, that's a bet. And I'm probably gonna go and link her video in the description because she gives you a more detailed. Well, actually, I did tell you what it is. You know what I'm saying? You take your board out, you take your potentiometer out, you put your potentiometer in a neutral position, you hook, and then you take the motor off. After you take the motor off, you put you a female connector on there, positive and negative. Make sure you know which one is positive and which one is negative. Attach that, heat shrink it all up, and now you got a switch. It's simple. It's simple. Now, how many do I have at the moment? I got one on the Jeep, and then I just made one, so now I got 3 left at the moment. When your old servo go out, that servo motor go out, and that board didn't burn, oh, you can still use it. You can turn it into something else. You can turn it into a switch. But if the motor went out, you can change the motor. Um, I did actually, for real, low key. We just went through how to troubleshoot the servo, cause you seen when I took it apart, this motor, this motor was burnt out, so we couldn't put it in a neutral position. So I ended up attaching a different motor to see what was what. That motor started working. We put it in a neutral position. Now, what we could have done was just change the motor and put it back together, repair the ESC. That's also a thing that you could do. And if your gears are good and your motor went out, change the motor. Now, if your board goes out, like I got some Traxxas ESCs. I mean, yeah, Traxxas. I got some Traxxas servos in here. Them boards burnt out. So there's no putting that into nothing, making nothing. Not that board burnt. Board burnt. I don't think you can use them wires. Pull out the motor and use that for something else. Use the gears. Motor gears. You can use the motor and the gears if you need some repairs. That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't necessarily have to throw your old servos away. And what's broke ain't always broke.